What I felt like was that I had gone back in time. And so I felt like I felt before I had my kids, just in terms of energy level and alertness and everything. So that was very exciting for me.
Hi, my name is Dr. Asa Frey. I am here with Marlisa Woods, and we started seeing you a little over a month ago on February 18th, 2015, and today is March 26th, 2015. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and what brought you in?
Okay. Well, I am 39. I am the mother of 2 children, and I'm a professional violinist. And about a few months after having my son, I started having reoccurring UTI, or urinary tract infections.
And that was in 2006, the summer of 2006.
Yes, yes. So I started, of course, with a round of antibiotics, and that seemed to help. But then the next month, I had another urinary tract infection, and then I just kept getting them and reoccurring, and they kept giving me antibiotics. And after a certain point, I realized that I wasn't going to be able to continue to just be on rounds of antibiotics. So I tried to fight it naturally myself through various different things. And so I've always been looking for a more natural means of healing. So I've had periods over the past 9 years or so that have been better and worse. But so I've just still always on a journey to try to find something that would have a more lasting wellness for me. And so I was really open to hearing what you had to offer, and because when I was telling you about my symptoms, and you said that that you knew of a way that could help my body to begin to heal itself, so I was really all in.
That's exactly right. We set out to find the cause of what was going on, and all we were trying to do was establish the best conditions for health and healing. And once we allowed you to do that, some good things started to happen. You were also experiencing fatigue.
Yes.
And that started about 2 years ago.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about how that was affecting your life.
Oh, well, I have a very busy workload as a professional violinist. I play with the Army strings, and our schedule is kind of all over the place, but I always have to be on top of my game, and of course, as the mother of 2 children, that itself is a full-time job. But I started feeling really discouraged about my fatigue levels because I started getting concerned that I might have Lyme's disease or something like that, because I just couldn't function. And
What did we have you do?
So the first week was just fruits and vegetables and broth. So I made my own broth. And then the next week, except that I was still using like chicken broth and things like that. But then the next week was all like no animal products, and we were just doing juice and broth fasting. So that was the first time, and I have fasted before in my life, but not more than 24 hours. So it was definitely
a challenge.
A challenge. Yes.
You did very well.
Thank you.
What were we making sure to keep you away from when we brought you back to eating solid food?
Added fat, and animal protein, and we had to be careful with nuts, like how many nuts to eat, and sugar.
Things like sugar and oil and salts were pretty much off limits.
Yeah.
So we were really just having her eat a plant-based diet after a period of fasting.
Well, I have to say that I was really, I thought that I was going to feel terrible during the fasting. But I think that because I had generally cleaned up my diet, that it probably was not as bad, like the detoxification process wasn't quite as severe as it would have been otherwise. But honestly, during the fasting, I felt great. I mean, I was able to practice way more hours a day than I ever thought possible, and I had so much energy. What I felt like was that I had gone back in time. I mean, to before I had kids, like as a mom, when you first have kids, you're like in this fog and and you just like very sleep deprived. And so I felt like I felt before I had my kids, just in terms of energy level and alertness and everything. So that was very exciting for me.
Usually it's a pretty grueling experience, but you did very well. We made sure that you were getting enough rest, and that's incredibly important, and that you were taking breaks from other stresses and trying to limit that area. Is there any reason that I've given you that you should not continue to get better and improve upon your health, as well as not only manage this, but not have to deal with this condition for the rest of your life?
No, I mean, I'm so excited. I haven't returned to eating what I used to eat before. Yeah. You know, I'm very, just for my body, I just feel like this is the way to go, and I feel really good, and I just...
Yeah, when you find something that works, it's hard to go back. And your body will probably rebel when you start to do those things.
Yeah.
And you won't feel good, and that's a good motivator as well.
Yeah, like for example, I did eat something that was a little too salty, and I was like, my body did not like it.
You had one urinary tract infection about 2 weeks ago. And how did you manage that, and how easy was it for your body to kind of come back?
Yeah, that was, so then you encouraged me to go back to the fasting for that, and that was the quickest recovery I've ever had from those symptoms. Because usually I can manage it, but it takes several days to resolve itself, and within 24 hours I was already... I mean, actually, within that period of time, the symptoms were so much less, and then within 24 hours, it was like as if nothing had happened. It was really remarkable.
You weren't using any drugs or any antibiotics, and you got better in a day or two, which is exactly what your body's supposed to do.
Right. I mean, there's you know, the cranberry juice, and there's things that have natural antibiotic properties within the foods themselves.
That's right.
Yeah.
Most of them are foods that we let you eat anyway.
Yeah.
All right. I'm really proud of you. You've done awesome.
I'm really thankful.
And if you ever need us again, you know where to find us.
Okay.
Otherwise, most of this was teaching, so we wanted to be able to teach you how to, you know, turn healthcare into self-care and not have to seek others for any other issues you might have. All right?
All right.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.